Okay. Welcome to Business Blues, Bourbon, and Bellis, presented by George Bellis. I'm your host, Michelle Oliver. Gio, what is going on in your world? You're going to
Well,
share some. Oh, I hear that.
just rocking a little bit to YouTube and BB King.
You
Uh,
two and BB King.
yes,
Wow.
they collaborated in '88 uh, on some music, but they played BB King's famous song "When Love Comes to Town." But I did what I did before love came to town. So, but
I
that,
love that you've got some of the lyrics on there.
and we're sipping a little
Ah,
bourbon.
oh, Four Roses. This is a good bourbon.
It's
I forgot to sip my bourbon. Have a sip for me.
I'll have two for you.
Okay. That sounds like a really good plan. I completely forgot to have some bourbon.
Oh my goodness. But today I want to
Terrible.
talk a little bit about what happened this past week.
Tell
There,
me.
there was a big verdict in Kansas City against the National Association of Realtors, with also some of the other nation's biggest real estate brokerages. They have to pay damages of $1.8 billion.
Oh my gosh, no way. This is in
Oh yeah,
Kansas City? You said
yep,
Kansas City.
I did.
Okay.
Kansas City, Missouri.
1.8 billion.
Yes, and
The the
it has to do with the price setting. Um, you know,
okay,
you buy a house and
right?
or you're selling your house, and the broker comes in and says, "Well, the commission's 6%."
Right.
Well, it doesn't have to be 6%, but they tell you that that's traditional, that's standard, and that's really not the case. Just like anything else in life, it's negotiable, except that a lot of people believe that that's what they have to pay. And the reality is it's not. So now the all the real estate companies are trying to rethink how they're going to instruct their brokers um,
Oh my goodness.
negotiating their contracts. And
This is a big deal.
it's going to affect the real estate industry tremendously. You don't have to pay the standard 6%. You never did, but people didn't understand that. So the real estate industry says they're going to appeal. We'll see if it holds up on appeal. But this was a jury of 8 people that came up with this verdict on Tuesday, Halloween Day, trick or treat to the real estate industry.
Oh, trick or treat. So, are they using this language that they artificially inflated commissions? Is that what they're actually like those terms? Because how does that how does that even make sense? They artificially inflated, meaning that they didn't say, I charge a commission, but this is like how would you word that if you were a realtor? How would you
Well,
handle that?
you sit back and say, our recommended commission is 6%. But you just don't even, or you don't even tell them it's 6%. Redfin now is doing something completely different. Redfin settled or dropped out of the National Association of Realtors. Not every real estate national real estate agency was a part of this suit, but most people are members of the National Association of Realtors. What it means really is that um, they have to advise consumers that the commission is negotiable. They could recommend something. It's like kind of going into a car dealership. They walk in and there's a sticker price and say, a car's going to cost you $50,000. The price is $50,000. And what does everybody do at the car dealership? They sit back and say, well, will you take 40,000? They'll say, no, but I'll take 49. And you enter into a negotiation, which is done. That's how business is transacted in most of the world. In the United
It,
States, we've kind of gotten used to the idea that the sticker on a garment or something in a department store says that's the price, that doesn't have to be the price.
Right.
Everything should and could be negotiable. And so when you sell your house, you sell your home, you sell your property, whatever it's commercial or otherwise, it's a negotiable commission. And a lot of it depends on the circumstance, because a lot of times they put a house on the market and it's sold like that. So why should you have to pay the full commission of 6% when they hardly did anything? Maybe they'd even listed with the MLS, or a real estate agent could sit back and say, look, it costs us, let's say, $1,000 to list the property on the multiple listing service, the MLS. So that's where they ought to start and call and say, all right, our fee is 2% plus the MLS listing fee. It's like in my business, I file a lawsuit and my fee is, let's say, $1,000 for something, but the filing fee is another $200. So our fee is actually $1,000 plus the filing fee of $200. So it's a total bill of $1,200. The whole point is that the real estate industry, it can no longer just sit back and say our standard fee is 6%. But it's a big deal.
Right. So yeah, so it does become much more transparent to your point. It's like we've got these line items, right? That we have to pay for the MLS fee and everything. And oftentimes you have a buyer's agent that commission is being split with. And you'll only get 3%, the buyer's agent gets 3%. But if you bring the buyer, then you're kind of double dipping on that deal. So I do like the idea of everyone being more transparent, so that because you come into these things, and oftentimes when people are selling or buying, it's a very stressful situation. They're
So
doing this for a reason.
that's a very insightful point, Michelle. And you're right. But without belaboring the point, it's rocking the real estate industry right now. So with that in mind, I don't have anything else to comment, unless you want to talk about the World Series.
Yes, I think you should comment on the World Series.
I think it's cool that Texas won the World Series, period. But I don't want to talk. I do not want to talk about the Chicago Bears.
Okay. Well, you could just have another glass of bourbon then and ruminate about that.
There you go.
Right. Okay.
Right, Michelle.
This was so much fun. Thank you. Nice to see you. Have a wonderful day.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless.